So then, guys, we've got an article from Paul Joyce that has just dropped today, not just now, but earlier on today, talking about transfers in, transfers out, contract update, that type of stuff. But we've got to bear this in mind, guys, when we're reading this, is why are we reading this? Because Paul Joyce would have been fed this by the club. Like, he hasn't done any sort of journalistic investigation or anything like that. So we're only hearing this because Liverpool want us to see this and hear this. So bear that in mind when we go through this. Also, guys, quick reminder to like this video and put a comment down below to let me know your thoughts and everything I'm about to cover. And also subscribe if you are new here. So it starts off with saying that both goalkeepers, Kevin Kelleher and Alisson, know that Mamardashvili is arriving from Valencia. And he also mentions that apparently Liverpool have not already paid for Mamardashvili. They didn't pay for him last summer, and he's not out there on loan. They've literally got a deal in place for now that... so the deal doesn't come into place until this summer. So no money transactions. Well, I don't believe that for a second, but let's just say, apparently, according to him, Liverpool did not buy him and then loan him back out. The option to buy doesn't come into place till this summer, if that makes any sort of sense to you. Konate is yet to sign the new terms offered to him, and he will soon be into the final year of his contract, with whispers growing about interest in the French centre-back from PSG and possibly Real Madrid. We've talked about this over the past couple of days. I think I've done a video on this the other day. Guys, this time next year, we're in a situation where Konate could leave for nothing. He says there that, you know, they have offered him a new terms. What could be holding up that deal? Does Konate want to wait and see what happens with Virgil and whatnot? Or is it because they're not giving him what he thinks he should be paid, what he thinks he could be paid elsewhere? It's probably something along them lines, guys, isn't it? Succession planning is required at left-back, given that Robertson turns 31 next month and Shimikas is not a long-term solution. Liverpool have been studying options such as Milos Kerkez and Ajax's Joel Hatto, among others. Now, Kerkez is someone I mentioned in my transfer video. There's links there with Richard Hughes. You know, his agent is the same as Chiesa, if I remember correctly. So there's that link there. And also the fact that he's Hungarian, so there's the Dominic Szoboszlai link as well. So that's probably one to keep an eye on. I don't think he'll come cheap, but yeah. And we did see Hatto at a Liverpool game where he said that there was nothing behind it and that he was just invited by Ryan Gravenberch. I mean, come on, guys. That may be the case, but, you know, there's something in that. And again, Hatto is a person who I had down as a potential replacement, or, well, someone who could come in and be understudy to Van Dijk as well as a centre-back option. Núñez, overlooked entirely at the Etihad, looks likely to leave in the summer, with his progress not having matched expectations, so forward reinforcements will presumably arrive. So basically saying there that, you know, looks like Núñez is gone. We've spoke about this as well. And I still don't believe Liverpool turned down 70 million for him in January. And it's funny how he doesn't mention that in this article. Harvey Elliott must reflect on whether he will be granted the playing time he craves. So again, question marks there about Elliott. This is going to get into that situation again, though, guys, where I've already mentioned it regarding the player quota for people that you need from homegrown. We can't really risk losing Elliott right now. You know, Elliott's just going to have to pull his socks up. And I think he said that so himself, that, you know, he wants to stay. So I don't think he'll leave, but there's a question mark there. You know, the club want us to know that Elliott is an option of going. Chatter about Luis Diaz, who has 2 years left on his deal. Moving on is forever seemingly in the background, which it is. I think he's been linked on and off now with a move to Barcelona for nearly 2 years. So, again, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up moving on. Endo's attitude was hailed as an example to everyone by Slot, but will he be happy to continue in a bit part role? That's one of them key situations there in it as well. I mean, I think Liverpool would move him on if they got the right offer. But at the same time, if, again, I'm going to sound like FSG here, but if you can keep hold of Endo and not have to bring somebody in as a backup to Gravenberch because you've got him there as like a makeshift backup, whatever, and he's got the right attitude, then you're saving yourself a bit of money there, aren't you? But I want somebody else to come in to compete with Gravenberch, like Alan Varela or someone like that. Talking about the contract, says that negotiations are continuing with both and... So see the difference there as well, the way he's written this. He says negotiations are continuing with both, and then he puts and Alexander-Arnold. Why not just write all three? Why has he separated them like that? Maybe it's because the next bit says Alexander-Arnold, who is wanted by Real Madrid. Maybe that's what makes sense there. I don't know. It's worth remembering that Liverpool's owners, FSG, placed football ahead of finance. Well, oh my God, Seano's going to love this. When rejecting a $150 million offer for Salah from Saudi in 2023 and dismissing Real Madrid's overtures of $20 million to sign Trent last month. The first one with Salah, I can agree. But yeah, maybe I don't know, guys. I saw something today from Lawrence McKenna who was saying that he reckons Trent may be playing through an injury. Which, if that's the case, then that changes my perspective on the whole issue right now. But we'll have to see what happens in that case. You know, if he has an operation during the summer or something like that. Liverpool are now reaping the dividends, and similar, the decision to buy 4 midfielders in the summer of 2023 rather than going all in for Jude Bellingham has proved to be sound judgment, with McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai and Endo all contributing. Yeah, you're talking shit there a little bit, Paul, because initially that is legit. Like, we was told to start with that we didn't go for Bellingham because we wanted to sign other players and not just put it all into one basket. We was told that, right? But then we also did sign McAllister, Gravenberch, and McAllister and Szoboszlai, and then we tried to go and sign Caicedo for 100 million. So that does not make sense in what you have just said there, in my opinion anyway. Maybe I'm talking shit there, guys. Pointing at me in the right direction if I've not said the right thing there. But yeah, that brings an end to the article, guys. So I wonder, I don't know. It's nice to get these little bits of updates regarding the players that could potentially be coming in, potentially leaving, whatnot. But at the same time, I not everything's a conspiracy theory, right? But I kind of get the feeling we're seeing this to like put out some good news or something. I don't know, guys. It's a little... You're telling us stuff we already know. We already know about the contract because we keep getting told that negotiations are going on. We've been told before that Kanate has been offered a deal. The left back option thing is becoming a thing that we spoke about for a while as well. Núñez, we know about it. Why are you still mentioning Bellingham and so on and so forth like that? I don't know. Anyway, guys, we'll probably end up talking about this again on the live later on today, guys, at 7 o'clock, so make sure you're there. But other than that, guys, that's it from me. I'll catch you in the next one.